Well, it's the environment and saving the planet, starting by Canada and by each of our communities. You know, I'm amazed that like I've left the field, I was the Minister of Health and Welfare and more than 20 years ago, and we never talk of environmental health, or very little. I mean, once in a while I would have a discussion, but that was not part of it. Well, today the environment is the top priority, and we no longer discuss Medicare because that's done. That's of the past. We have it. We should keep it, but we have it. But living, for all Canadians to live in a healthy environment is the next step. And there's lots of work to do on many different avenues of social change.
What do you think one of those practical topics or ways of approaching the issue would be? What would be one thing that Canadians could do?
Well, it's really think globally, and we are now quite conscious. It's getting to our public opinion in general that climate change and all of that is done by us, and that we each have a responsibility. So thinking globally and acting locally is great. For example, how do we regulate pesticides in Canada? I mean, you know, or not? And of course the answer is that we don't do what, say, the European Union is doing, or things like that. There are many best practices we should do and we don't do. We're a country of lakes and rivers. We take water for granted, and we don't want really the Americans to take it all, but past that point, polluting it or not, we don't pay much attention. And the cost of it, well, we don't know. We pay a little something through the rent, or the being an owner of a condo or a house and a municipal, and that's all. So we just don't even know if it meets what it means in terms of what we pay. Food, and that's a big one. I personally think that we should buy what's grown locally, and because of all what's linked to bad fuel and in transportation, which adds up to the cost. But that's another challenge, because how do you grow things in ice and snow during 6 months in some parts of Canada? But it's feasible. So it's many different local actions, and I think it's important that leadership be given to prove to Canadians that local actions, community and individual, make sense in terms of global protection of the environment.